All right. Am I audible to you? Can just one of you tell me? Yes. All right. So I think I'll start with introducing myself. Hi, I'm Anakha Nair, and I'm a PhD scholar at IIT Bombay, and I'll be taking these problem-solving questions for the course Basics of Crop Breeding and Plant Biotechnology. I hope my screen is also visible, right? You can see the first slide. All right. So, since there are only two of you, do you want to maybe introduce yourselves and why you have taken this course?
Hello,
Yes, yes,
can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you, Vivek.
Well, my name is Dr. Vivek Singh,
Yes,
and I am a faculty at Jigyasa University, Dehradun.
all right,
And basically, I am a teacher here for genetics and plant breeding.
all right,
And we have BSc Agriculture courses, we have MSc Agriculture in genetics and plant breeding, and we have PhD Agriculture in genetics and plant breeding also here.
I see.
So that is my profile, and I am here to learn more from you all.
All right. I am now slightly intimidated because you're obviously much more well knowing of this topic than me, right?
No, no.
But I
The
will.
thing is that it's a refresher course, na. Many new things like I have done long time before, and
Okay.
I want to acquaint myself with the latest technology. Like many things have developed in biotechnology and those things. So that's all what I want to groom myself.
I see. That's a very, very good thing to do. We need to keep our
Right,
knowledge in touch with the realities of today's, right? Yeah. So,
right.
yeah. Uh, uh, yeah. Rajeshri, do you want to introduce yourself by any chance?
Well, I'm Rashri Patnaik. I'm from IIT Kharagpur. I work as a research scholar here.
All right.
My background is agriculture biotech, and I'm here to just see how the course starts.
Uh, all right. This course is from IIT Kharagpur, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm the TA of this course.
Oh, really? Okay.
Okay, yeah,
All right. Sure.
yeah.
So, technically, all experts today.
No, not really, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, for those of you who don't, whom I don't remember if you've been in this. I've taken two already, the week one and week two. So what I am supposed to do in these problem solving courses is I will show you a few questions which are related to that week's module, and we'll try to solve them together just to see where you are in terms of understanding the course, right? And if you have any doubts regarding this. So I do not explain in the assignments that are being taken right now. Um, they I will help you out if you need it after the due date is over. I'm not allowed to explain the assignment questions to you for this year's course. All right. So these are questions that are similar to the questions that you might be having in your assignments, but they're not the same. All right. So let's go to the first question, and you can try answering them. Um, and if you have any doubts or you don't understand how I explain things, just please stop me and I'll try to make myself clearer. All right. So the first question for the day is, and these are all questions that will be related to the week three module. So the first question for today is, ear to row method is a modification of which breeding method? So if you've attended the courses for this week, do you know what the answer is by any chance? Yes. So Rajeshri has answered mass selection. Do you think it's something else, Vivek, by any chance?
I think it's pedigree method.
Pedigree method? Right. So no, Rajeshri is correct in this case. It is actually mass selection because ear to row, and the name comes from it being used with corn plants, right? And corn plants have the ear of corn. So that is where the name comes from. And this is a modification of mass selection. Okay, so I'll just maybe explain if you want me to what mass selection is. Do you need that?
No, ma'am, I got it. It's true.
All right. So no need to explain my mass selection here. All right. Does anyone have any doubts in the concept of mass selection or year to row method? All right. I'm not seeing it. All right. So let's maybe. So the correct answer in this case was in fact mass selection. Year to row method is a modified version of mass selection. All right. So Vivek has also left. All right. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 2. Which of the following breeding techniques is mainly used for cross-pollinating crops? So there are 4 options given to you: back cross method, recurrent selection, pedigree method, and pure line selection. So what do you think the answer is? Is it since do you already know the answer since you're the TA of this course? Right now it's only you in this class, so that's why I'm asking you. Since you're the TA of this course, you must already know the answers, right? All right. So the answer is in fact B. It is recurrent selection. The other methods were for self-pollinating crops. The recurrent selection is mainly used for cross-pollinating crops, right? So you're trying to improve on the variety. In cross-pollinating crops, obviously there is increased variety because you get to recombine a lot of different genotypes, right? Because they are cross-pollinating instead of self-pollinating, and you get to improve on the variety by recurrent selection. So the correct answer for this is B, recurrent selection. So if there are no doubts, let's move on to question number 3, which is when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages, which of the recurrent selection methods will be used? So there are again 4 options given to you: recurrent selection for specific combining ability, recurrent selection for general combining ability, reciprocal recurrent selection, and simple recurrent selection. So there are 4 options given to you, and you have to tell me which will be used when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages. So if you remember from the videos, there's a specific type of recurrent selection or used when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages. So what do you think the answer is? C. Yeah. So the answer is C. It is reciprocal recurrent selection, and it is used when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages. All right, sure, I can explain this one. So in this case, what is epistasis? Is when there are 2 genes. Wait. So imagine there's a gene A and a gene B, and the expression of gene A is dependent in some way on the expression of gene B. So gene B is controlling how gene A is expressed, right? So that is epistasis. Just one sec, someone wants to join. All right. Shyam, I am on the 3rd question. I'll go back to the first 2 questions after I'm done with all the questions for today. Is that okay to you? You can just type it in the chat if you're not comfortable unmuting yourself. All right, I don't see anything, so I'll move on with this question. So the question was for the newcomer: when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkage, which of the recurrent selection methods will be used? And there are 4 options given to you: recurrent selection for specific combining ability, recurrent selection for general combining ability, reciprocal recurrent selection, and simple recurrent selection. So the correct answer for this, as the other viewer has already said, is option C, that is reciprocal recurrent selection. So what they are saying is uh, when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages. Okay, so um, linked genes are genes which are close by on the chromosome. Okay, gene A, gene B, and they are called linked because they don't recombine very easily. Like they don't get separated during recombination from each other very easily because they're very close by, right? And epistasis is when the expression of a particular gene, let's say for example gene A, is affected by a separate gene, okay, that is gene B. So depending on the expression of gene B, the expression of gene A will work, right? So do you guys know an example of epistasis? Would you like to know an example of epistasis? All right, so no response. So I'm assuming you know what epistasis and multiple gene linkages is. All right. So in this case, what sort of recurrent selection method will be used? And the answer in this case is reciprocal recurrent selection, right? So what is in fact reciprocal recurrent selection? Just one sec. In this case, imagine you have two original populations, all right? Population A and population B, okay? And from this population, you choose certain number of 1, 2, 3 individual plants which you think have the traits that you want. And similarly, from population B, you choose 1, 2, 3 plants. For example, this number is an example of plants that you think have the specifications that you need or you think it will be good. All right. So you perform test crosses. All right. So each of the plants that you selected from population A, that is 1, 2, 3, you will cross with some plants from population B. They don't have to be the plants that you have selected. All right. They can be any plants from population B. Okay. And similarly, you do a test cross where the selected plants, that is 1, 2, 3 from population B, are crossed with plants from population A. All right. And that test cross, all right, imagine you've planted the seeds of these crosses and you see that a certain kind, in this case maybe A1, all right, the first plant that you selected from A is performing well here. Okay, so no matter which plant from B you crossed A1 with, it has a maybe higher performance or higher standard that you required than the others. Similarly, from B you have a plant which you've observed in the test cross that crossing any plant from population A with B1, all right? In this example, B1 is giving you better offsprings. So you choose these two plants. So you know B1 is better, A1 is better, all right? Then what you have to do is, in this case, you had, in the starting itself, you had selfed all of them. Okay, so A1 had been selfed with A1, A2 had been selfed with A2, A3 had been selfed with A3. B1 had been self with B1, B2, and B2 had been self with B2, and B3 had been self with B3. Are you with me till now? All right. Sham, are you understanding? You can just write it in the chat. Just in case you're not clear with something that I've said till now, I'll just explain it again. All right, no response. Sure. All right. So now that you've figured out that B1 is best and A1 is best, what you do is the plants that you have had self, right? You grow them. So this is A1 and B1. The seeds of the self plants, you grow them. All right. And from that, you again choose plant 1, 2, 3, plant 1, 2, 3, of which you think have superior performances of the kind that you require. All right. And again, you do the same thing. You have a test cross. Just one sec. I think someone has joined. Okay. Yeah. And for A1 and for A and B, you again have test crosses from which you'll figure out which plants are the best when you cross them with the other population, right? So A1 and B1 again, let's assume. Okay. And again, you have self these plants. Okay. And once you figure out which is the best, you again have a growth of the self plants. Okay. That is the separate intercross blocks. Okay. And this can keep happening in recurrent cycles. Okay. So in this way, what happens is when you do, just one sec, let me clear this, reciprocal recurrent selection, what happens is it allows genes on like different chromosome or linked genes to be more freely combined because you are crossing and selecting from both populations and in both directions. Okay. So that is why this reciprocal recurrent selection works here in this case. Okay. And this will help you break up any linkages that are not desirable to you, and you can bring together more beneficial combinations of genes, so you don't have to worry about the epistasis or multiple gene linkages. Was it okay? Like, do you understand how this works? How reciprocal recurrent selection works? And do you have a doubt? Like, do you want me to explain it some more? No, it's all right. Sure. Sham, do you have any doubts? All right. So let's move on to the next question. That is question number 4. So the best performing plants are selected from a population at the time of harvest, and their seeds are bulked for sowing in the next season is termed as, there are 4 options given to you: pure line selection, mass selection, recurrent selection, and half sib mating. So what they're asking you is the best performing plants, okay, which are selected from a population that is used for sowing in the next season. What is the term used for this? This is a very simple question, right? Swarnima, you just joined right now. I'm at question number 4, and maybe after I finish all the questions, I'll take the first 4 questions for you again. All right. So the question right now is, the best performing plants are selected from a population at the time of harvest, okay, and their seeds are bulked for sowing in the next season is termed as, there are 4 options given to you. All right. Out of these 4, one person is saying the answer is B. Does anyone think it's something else? Does everyone think it's B itself? All right. So I'm assuming that everyone thinks it's B. So yes, the answer is in fact B, mass selection. So you select at the end of the growth of that year during harvest um, seeds from the best performing plants, right? Because you need these as starters for the next time that you're growing it in the next season, right? So that is from mass selection. That is correct. So does anyone have any doubts in this question? Why you think, do you want to know why it is mass selection, something like that? All right. So maybe let's move on to next question. So the question is, which of the following statements are true for reciprocal recurrent selection? Okay, we had just I just explained it. I don't know how many of you were there for that, but I'll maybe explain it again if you want. So the question is, which of the following is true for reciprocal recurrent selections? There are 5 options given to you, and you have to choose the correct ones, like which are true from these 5 options. The first one is the selection in RRS is based on phenotype. The second one is RRS is used for improving polygenic characters. Option 3 is more effective with incomplete dominance and less effective with overdominance. Option 4 is RRS. In RRS, 2 heterozygous populations serve as testers. And option number 5 is no use of tester variety. So out of these, what do you think is the correct statement or statements? Anyone? Just take a guess. It doesn't have to be the right answer. What do you think are the true statements in terms of reciprocal recurrent selection? One, two, and three. All right. Four. All right. So the correct answer in this case, I'll give you the answer first, is 1, 2, and 4. So half right, both of you. So 1 and 2 are correct in case of Vivek, and 4 is correct in case of just Rajeshri. I forgot your name, sorry. And 3 and 5 are incorrect. Just one sec, someone is joining again. All right. So In reciprocal recurrent selection, there are two heterozygous populations which serve as testers. This one is correct, right? Because you start off with population A and population B, which are heterozygous populations, okay? And so that is why option 5 is incorrect, because no use of tester variety is not correct, right? Okay, so this is what you start off with. You choose plants from both populations. You perform test crosses to figure out which plant or which plants from each population is the best. So maybe A1, B1 in this case, okay? And you used the self plants, so that is self of A1 and self of B1, to have two populations again, okay, where you've sown the seeds of the seeds that you got from selfing A1 and from selfing A2, okay, and you do the same thing again, where you have a test cross to figure out which of the progenies from selfing A1 has the characteristics that you want, and same with B1. Again, you do the test cross to figure out which is best, and you get um, some plants are better. I'm again designating it as A1, B1, and you self those plants, the A1 in this case, right, and B1 in this case, okay, and you sow the self seeds again, okay, and this cycle continues, okay. So in this case, the selection in RRS is based on the phenotype, okay. You're selecting the plants based on the phenotypic characters that you're observing, okay, and you're selecting the best that you observe from that, okay, and it is used to improve polygenic characters, okay. So there was a question before where, yeah, when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkages, okay, which method do you use? And the answer for that was reciprocal recurrent selection, and that is because you're doing the crossing and selecting between two populations, and you're doing it in both directions, right? So you, in this case, it will allow your genes on different chromosomes or linked genes to more freely recombine, okay, and this will help you break up any linkages that you don't desire, okay. So in this case, wait, the question. Huh. So in this case, RRS is used for improving polygenic characters, okay. So these are the correct answers in this case. Does anyone have a doubt in this question or the explanation? All right, sure. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 6. Tester used in RSGCA is having which of the following condition? So do you know what RSGCA stands for in this case? Do you remember from the videos? Just in case you don't remember, RSGCA in this case stands for recurrent selection for general combining ability. So in this case, if you remember what general combining ability is, it is the kind of average that you get from combining maybe A1 with different plants, B1, B2, B3, B4, okay. So the combining ability of A1, just one sec, okay, huh. Answer is A, all right. So in this case, the average or the general combining ability of A with different plants is what is general combining ability, and this is recurrent selection where you use the general combining ability, right? So they're asking you, tester is used in this, is having which of the following condition? There is broad genetic base, inbreds, low yield potential, and narrow genetic base. Okay, so you have to choose the correct one. So Vivek thinks it's A. Does anyone else think it's something else? Anyone else? All right, no. So yes, Vivek, you are correct. It is a broad genetic base. So, like I said, the general combining ability is the ability of plant A1. Okay, the average of their combining ability with different plants B1, B2, B3, B4, etc. Okay, and for that, in this case, this is the tester, right? So you need it to have a broad genetic base. So they have to be different in a genetic range, right? For you to get the average of the general combining ability of A1, right? So the correct answer is in fact A, broad genetic base. All right. Anyone has any doubts in this question? All right. So if there are no doubts, let's move on to question number 7. So the seventh question is, which breeding technique is more effective in incomplete dominance situations? There are 4 options given to you: pure line selection, recurrent selection for specific combining ability, recurrent selection for general combining ability, okay, and mass selection. So there was a particular section which dealt with this in the videos, right? Where you figured out which breeding technique is used where, right? Does anyone know the answer? So incomplete dominance is when you have a dominant allele and a recessive allele, okay, and this doesn't show complete dominance. So if you have a plant which has this genotype, right? So in most cases, dominant genes means that the entire trait of the dominant gene will be expressed, right? But in this case, it's not a complete dominance. So maybe something more than 50%, okay, of the dominant gene trait will be shown. So it's incomplete. So there is some effect of the recessive gene also. All right. So what they're saying is, which breeding technique is more effective when there is incomplete dominant situation? You can just take a guess at the answer. All right. So you think the answer is C. All right. Does anyone else think it's something else? All right. So the answer in this case is C, recurrent selection for general combining ability. So there was a portion in the class where when the dominance is in, when Sir had told you that when the dominance is incomplete, RRS okay, and RSGCA, okay, will be comparable and superior to R superior comparable and superior to RSSCA, okay. So RSSCA is recurrent selection for specific combining ability, where RSGCA is recurrent selection for general combining ability, and RRS is reciprocal recurrent selection, right? So in this case, you don't have reciprocal recurrent selection as an option here, okay. You have pure line selection, which is not the correct answer. You have mass selection, which is also not the correct answer, okay. And then you have two options, which is this is RRSCA, and this is RSGCA, general combining ability and specific combining ability. So in case where the dominance is incomplete, okay, RRS, sorry, RSGCA is comparable and superior. Okay. So it is more effective in this case. Does anyone have a doubt in this question? Something to take note of here is this is only when there is absence of epistasis and multiple allele linkages, right? So that is something that is a required, um, you know, criteria in this case. This is only true when there is no epistasis or um, multiple lean linkages, right? So if there are no doubts, let's move on to question number 8. Superiority of a hybrid over both of its parents in respect to seed production is called as A. Luxuriance, B. Heterobeltiosis, C. Economic heterosis, and D. Balanced heterosis. So, what do you think the answer is in this case? Alright, I'm not seeing any answers. Does anyone want to give it a try? So the answer in this case is, I'll show you the answer first. It's B, option B, heterobeltiosis. And what this states is that imagine you have parents, okay, all right, and then you have a hybrid, and the seed production of the hybrid is greater, okay, than each of the parents, okay. Something called hybrid vigor, if you remember from any of the classes, right? So the answer for this is heterobeltiosis. So there is superiority of the hybrid over both its parents with respect to seed production, okay. So the answer is heterobeltiosis. Does anyone have a doubt in this? All right. So let's move on to question number 9. So the MSQ here is telling you that there might be more than one correct answer. All right. So just keep that in mind while you're answering. So the question is, mass selection is used for which of the following? Isogenic line development, improvement of local variety, transfer of cytoplasm, purification of existing pure line variety. So try answering. Just one sec. Sagar, we've reached question number 9. After I'm finished with all the questions, I'll go back for those who were not there for the first few questions. All right. So the question for now in this case is, mass selection is used for which of the following? And there are 4 options given to you. So try guessing what the answer is. You can just write the answer that you think is correct in the chat in case you don't want to unmute yourself. B and C. All right. Anyone else thinks it's something else? So mass selection, as you know, is, so let's maybe try to see what are the wrong answers in this case. So option A is not correct. Isogenic line development is not done through mass selection, right? Because you're not concentrating the genes in this case. You're just selecting the better varieties each time, right? And transfer of cytoplasm, if you remember, is done by backcross method, right? So this is also not it. So mass selection is used for which of the following? So it is used for improvement of local variety. Okay. So each time you're selecting better plants and then using those plants to make up the bulk of the seeds for the next generation, you're improving the local variety. Okay. And to purify existing pure line varieties again. So pure line varieties are homozygous for a particular trait, right? And you have a existing pure line variety and you're growing it and you want to uh, purify that is, better concentrate the total phenotype that you require in the pure line variety itself. So for that also you can use mass selection. So was that clear to you? Does anyone have a doubt in this? All right. So let's move on to the next question. This is the last question for today. And for those of you, I don't remember when both of you joined, but for the questions that I missed, I'll go back to the front. No worries. So the question is, if the arbitrary value of parent A is 20 and parent B is 10, okay, they have not told you what this arbitrary value is for. Yield, resistance, could be anything, okay. Then what will be the value of F1 showing heterobeltiosis, complete dominance and partial dominance? Okay, so they're telling you that there is parent A which has the arbitrary value of 20 and parent B which has the arbitrary value of 10, and they're asking you what will be the value that their hybrid, which is the F1 generation, okay, will show. Okay, and they're given you three options, like three situations. Okay, so what they're saying is, what will be the f1 value of the f1, sorry, the arbitrary value of the f1 generation if you expect the f1 to show heterobeltiosis, or if you expect the f1 to show complete dominance, or if you expect the f1 to show partial dominance. So Vivek says it's D. Swapnil, do you think it's something else, or do you think D is the correct answer? Vivek, can you, if you're not, if you're comfortable with it, can you explain why you think it's D? All right. Yeah, heterobeltiosis is better than both parents. Yes. But in this case, something that you might want to see is, they have said the arbitrary value is 20 and 10, but they haven't told you which is better. Okay. I'm not saying your answer is wrong, but I'm saying you don't know if 20 is better than 10 in this case. Okay. So you have to consider both cases when you're answering a question like this. So you are correct. In fact, the answer is D in this case, because um, that is the only answer that is correlating with all of this. So let's assume that A and B, which have the value of 20 and 10, they have a hybrid. Okay. And if it is heterobeltiosis, that means hybrid vigor, where the hybrid is better than both parents. Now, depending on what better is, in fact, in this case, if 20 is better, that means if parent A is better in this case, okay, that means the hybrid showing heterobeltiosis should have a value that is more than 20. All right. And so this is okay. The 30 in the option number D is okay with that. Option B and option C both have 20. So that means it is not better than the parent. Okay. That is this 20 and this 20. Okay. If we are saying that the hybrid, which is showing heterobeltiosis, has a value of 20, then that is not better than its parent, right? So both of them cannot be the correct answer. All right. And option number 18, sorry, option number A is also not correct, because in this case they're saying 17. So that falls somewhere between 20 and 10. All right. So that is also not the correct answer, because it's not better. Okay. So in case A and B, 20 and 10. So in case if it was that 10 is the better in this case, the value is 10, but we're not seeing it as a higher number or anything, just that the value 10 means that the plant is better than a even higher value. So this means, like, for example, just assume that having a value that is low is better. Okay. In that case, heterobeltiosis will show a value that is less than 10. Okay. That is 10 is greater, okay, than the heterobeltiosis. Did that make sense? Like, did I confuse you more? Just let me know if I did, so I can explain it again. Understood? Sure. Someone apart from Vivek, did you guys understand, or do you want me to explain it maybe once more in a simpler way?
No, yes, we understood.
Understood? All right, sure. So, like I said, the option number D is correct, in fact. So, in heterobeltiosis, it is showing a value that is higher than both parents, right? In complete dominance, that is, one of the gene has to be completely dominant, right? And it is showing a value of 20, which is what is A, the arbitrary value of A. So you can assume that A is having a dominant gene, right? And partial dominance or incomplete dominance, it is showing a value of 17. So that falls between 20 and 10. Okay, so the correct answer in this case is D. Does anyone have a doubt in this?
Madam, but in complete dominance, the value should be more than average. Am I right?
It
Equal
is.
to or more than average?
It is more than average, na? 17.
Yes.
20 and 10,
20 plus 10,
10 divide.
30, and 15. Yes.
15. So it is more, na? 17 is more than
Yes.
15. So that is why it for
And 18. Yes.
correct, na? So that means partial dominance may, if you had seen this value, it would have been correct only, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is the answer for this. I'll just go back to the first questions for those who were not there. In case you were there, like these are the questions for today, all right? Before I stop this, does anyone have a doubt in the questions that you've seen? I'll be starting again from question number 1 for those who joined later. But do you have any questions in the questions that you were there to see? If you want me to repeat something or you didn't understand something. Vishal, you joined at. Can everyone tell me at what question they joined? What question they remember?
Ma'am, I have joined at last question.
Last question only. No problem. For you, I'll take the first questions also.
The answer is mass selection here.
The answer is okay. Yeah. So for those who are not there, I'll just see the first question, third question. All right. All right. So I'll just start again. Okay. So you guys just can keep up and you can leave the meeting in case you have, taken the questions further and you have something else to do or something like that. That is completely okay. So I'll just start with question number 1. So question number 1 is year to row method is a modification of which of the breeding methods? There are 4 options given to you: pedigree selection, mass selection, pure line selection, and backcross breeding. So the answer, I forgot what Vishal you had said.
Mass selection. Mass selection.
Yeah. So does anyone think it's something else? C. All right. So Vishal is correct in this case. It is B, mass selection. It is not pure line selection. So what the year in this case is because it was used for corn plants, right? And corns have year of corn, right? So this corn that you see, year of corn, okay? And each year was used to make a row, right? So year to row. That is why this method is named as such, okay? And it is a form of mass selection. So just maybe I'll explain year to row just in case you're not sure about it. So you have a population of plants, right? Okay. And from that, you choose certain plants that you think have the desired characteristics that you want, the better plants, okay? And just one sec, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I just had a call. Sorry about that. So you have an original population, right? And from that, it's an openly pollinated plant progeny rows. Okay. So you select certain plants from this. You select maybe this. All right. Depending on what characteristics you're looking for. And then you plant rows of them, the years. Okay. Because they have the seeds. Okay. And each year will become one row. Okay. And you allow them to openly pollinate with each other. Okay. And you get seeds. Okay. And then you plant those also from whichever rows that you're selecting as the better row. And the seeds that you get, you again grow them in rows. Okay, and you can repeat these as many times as you want. So it's a type of mass selection. So you're not selecting a particular isogenic line or something from this, right? So let's see the next question. The question is, which of the following breeding techniques is mainly used for cross-pollinated crops? There are 4 options given to you: backcross method, recurrent selection, pedigree method, and pure line selection. So what do you think the correct answer is? B, yes. So the correct answer in this case is B. Recurrent selection is used for cross-pollinated crops. So the characteristics of cross-pollinated crops is that because of their cross-pollination, they have a higher genetic variation, right? Than when you compare it with self-pollinated crops. Okay, so self-pollinated crops are more inbred than cross-pollinating crops, right? So you use recurrent selection to, get a more concentrated version of better crops. Okay, so the other 3 are not correct in this case, right? If you remember from the previous modules, these were used for self-pollinating plants, right? So if there are no doubts in this, I'll move to the question number 3. So just stop me anytime you have a doubt, okay? You can just write in the chat if the explanation was not clear. So question number 3 is, when there is epistasis and multiple gene linkage, which of the recurrent selection method will be used? There are 4 options given to you: recurrent selection for specific combining ability, recurrent selection for general combining ability, reciprocal recurrent selection, and simple recurrent selection.
RSGCA.
RSGCA. So that means you think it's option B. All right. Swapnil thinks it is option number C. All right. So the correct answer for this is
Yes, C, reciprocal.
recurrent selection. Yes. So epistasis is when you have, for example, gene A, the expression of which depends on the expression of gene B. So gene B is influencing the expression of gene A, right? And multiple gene linkages is when there are genes on a chromosome that occur very close by, okay, and they are termed as linked because they are very close by, right? And because of that, recombination of these particular genes doesn't occur very easily because they're very close by. They don't recombine, during crossing over with other alleles. Okay, they move together because they're linked genes. Okay, so I'm just Vishal, I've just muted you just for a few minutes. Okay, so in this case, when there is these 2 things, that is epistasis and multiple gene linkage, which of the methods will be used? And it is reciprocal recurrent selection, in which you have like population A, population B, okay, a genetically variant population A and population B, and you choose certain plants from each population. Okay, you have a test cross. That is, the test cross means you take A1 in this case, okay, and you take plants from population B and you cross A1 with these plants, okay, and you sow the seeds that you get from this. Similarly, you do the same for A2 and A3, okay, and then the same thing you do with B also. So you take the B1 plant that you've selected, and these plants are those that you've selected because they have good qualities, right? And you cross them with plants that you find on in population A, okay, and you sow the seeds that you get from that. Similarly, you do with B2 and B3, and you compare the progenies that you've gotten, and you see that in this case, which out of A1, A2, A3, which one performed better? Okay, so that means when you crossed A1 with many plants from B, was the progenies that you've gotten in that case better than the ones you got from A2 and A3? Okay, or you can get multiple good ones also. So this is just an example. So I'm just assuming that you figured out that A1 is the best, and in this case B1 is the best, right? So what you also do is you self these plants. So you self A1, you self A2, you self A3. Similarly, you self B1, you self B2, you self B3, right? And once you figure out that A1 is the best, you take the seeds that you've gotten from selfing A1 and that you will sow. Okay. Similarly, you take the seeds that you got from selfing B1 because you figured out that B1 is the best when you combine it with different plants from the population A. And after selfing, the seeds you get, you grow them again, okay, separately. And what you do is you again select plants from this plot of A and plot of B, plot of A1 selfing, plot of B1 selfing, okay. And you select the plants in this case which have more desired characteristics that you need, and you do the entire process again where you have a test cross, and from the test cross you figure out which is the best plant that from the plants that you've selected, and from that you again choose the self seeds and then sow them till you get the phenotype that you require. Okay, so why this is used in case of epistasis and multiple gene linkages? So why that is done is, what happens in this case is, since you are using two different populations A and B, right, and you are doing crossing and selection from both populations and in both directions. See, you were doing it with A and B, like the effect of a plant from population A with plants of population B, and similarly effect of plant in population B with the plants in population A, right? So it is in both directions, and you're doing the crossing and selecting in both directions. What happens is it will allow genes on different chromosomes or linked genes, um, epistatic genes or linked genes, to recombine more freely. So you get more variations of alleles. Okay. So if usually you have gene A, B, and C, which are linked because they're very close together and they don't recombine very easily, by using this sort of recurrent selection, you have the option of getting recombined plants which have A and then maybe small b and capital C, things like that. Okay. So in this case, you get a more beneficial combination of genes. All right. So the correct answer for this is reciprocal recurrent selection. I hope that was clear to you. So someone said they had joined from question 3, right? So if you don't have any doubts, and if you don't want to stay for the rest of the questions, you can leave the meeting. And that is the same for all of you, depending on which question you joined in. And if you don't have any questions till then, or if you don't want to stay for this, like the rest of the questions that you've already attended, 4 more ones, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm just telling you that you're free to leave in case you've already seen the questions and you have no more doubt. Okay. So question number 4 is, the best performing plants are selected from a population at the time of harvest, and their seeds are bulked for sowing in the next session is termed as. So you have a population, okay, and from that you're selecting the best performing plants, okay, and you take the seeds from those, okay, and you store them so that you can use these seeds for the next time that you're sowing these crops. So what is that term known as?
Half sieve method. D.
D, half sieve method. All right. Anyone else thinks it's something else? A. All right. So you guys were not right in this case. The answer is mass selection. So like I was explaining to you, you have a population, okay, and you're choosing multiple plants from them, okay, that had good performance, and you're taking seeds from these plants, and then you're putting the seeds all together. You're not differentiating the seeds, you're putting the seeds all together, and then you are using this for the next season, okay, to grow. And that is mass selection, not pure light selection, not recurrent selection, not half swim mating. Does anyone have a doubt in this? No? All right. So the answer is mass selection in this case. All right. Clear? Sure. So let's move on to question number 5. Question number 5 is, which of the following statements are true for reciprocal recurrent selection? Okay. So there are 5 options given to you. Option number 1 is the selection of RRS is based on phenotype. Option 2 is RRS is used for improving polygenic characters. Okay. Option 3 is more effective with incomplete dominance and less effective with over dominance. Option 4 is in RRS, 2 heterozygous populations serve as testers. And option 5 is no use of tester variety. So you have to choose what is the correct statement or statements from the 5. So can you guess? Care to guess? Which are the correct statements?
Improving the polygenic characters be second number option.
All right. So you think second is the correct one. Fourth.
Ma'am, fourth.
Fourth. All right. Anything else you think is correct? All right. So you guys were partially correct. The answer is second and fourth is correct. First is also correct, right? Because how are you selecting the plants? So if you have population A and population B, how are you selecting which plants you are going to use from that population? And that is based on phenotype, right? So you are selecting from the way the plant looks, what the yield is, how resistant they are. From the phenotype that you can observe, we are selecting the plants best used, right? So the selection in RRS is based on phenotype. RRS is used for improving polygenic characters. That is also correct. It is not more effective with incomplete dominance and less effective with over dominance. Since 4 is correct, that is where in RRS, 2 heterozygous populations serve as testers. So that means there are testers, right? So option 5 is incorrect. That is no use of tester variety. So the correct answer is 1, 2, and 4. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am, clear है.
All right, sure. So question number, हाँ
मैम जैसे इसका पैटर्न क्या होगा इस एग्जाम का मैम?
पैटर्न भी एमसीक्यू ही होता है.
अच्छा अच्छा.
हाँ, आप चिंता मत करो, एमसीक्यू वाले क्वेश्चन ही आते हैं, इजी होगा.
मैम फिर तो कितने क्वेश्चंस रहते होंगे?
वो मेरे को नहीं पता. मैंने एक्चुअली एग्जाम अटेंड नहीं किया, तो मेरे को ये नहीं पता कि कितने क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं. बट ये पता है कि एमसीक्यू होते हैं.
कंप्यूटर बेस्ड होता है या फिर पेपर पेन पे होता है?
कंप्यूटर बेस्ड होता है. आई थिंक आपको एक जगह जाना होता है ना, आई थिंक कोई एग्जामिनेशन सेंटर में.
ओके मैम,
ठीक है. हाँ. सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 इज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स आर ट्रू. अच्छा, ये तो हो गया था. सो अगर कोई डाउट नहीं है तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 6, which is tester used in RSGCA is having which of the following condition, where RSGCA is recurrent selection for general combining ability. So if you remember what general combining ability is, the combining ability of A with, you take the average of the combining ability of A with different plants. It could be B.
And broad genetic base.
Broad genetic base. Okay. Someone किसी और को कुछ और लगता है? मतलब do you think there's some other answer in this?
मैम डी ऑप्शन.
नहीं, आपने तो एक बार आंसर कर लिया ना. एक ही आंसर है इसका इनमें से, चारों में से. ठीक है.
ब्रॉड जेनेटिक बेस.
हाँ. So the answer is in fact broad genetic base. So testers which are used in recurrent selection for general combining ability, they have a broad genetic base, right? Because the general combining ability is the combining ability of a particular plant with the average of very different plants, right? So for that, it needs to have a broad genetic base, right? So inbreds low yield potential and narrow genetic base are obviously not correct in this case. So if there are no
That is that is usually in special combining ability in breeds.
correct. So having a narrow genetic base is mostly there for special combining ability. Yeah. So question number 7 is, which breeding technique is more effective in incomplete dominant situations? And there are again 4 options given to you: pure line selection, recurrent selection for specific combining ability, recurrent selection for uh, general combining ability, and D is mass selection.
Recurrent selection for general combining ability. D, C option.
Yeah. So if you remember from the class, right? So Sir had mentioned that in the absence of epistasis and multiple allele linkages, right? This is very important for you to note. When there is no epistasis and no multiple allele linkages, right? When there is incomplete dominance, RRS, that is reciprocal recurrent selection, and RSGCA, that is recurrent selection for general combining ability, is comparable. That is, they are comparable to each other and superior. These two are superior to recurrent selection for specific combining ability, right? So these two are better in this case. Okay, so that means which breeding technique is more effective? It is RRS and RSGCA, but RRS is not mentioned here, right? So it is not pure line selection, it is not mass selection, it is not RSSCA, but then the correct answer becomes recurrent selection for general combining ability. That is true, right?
मैम सी ऑप्शन क्लियर कर दीजिए,
हाँ,
एक बार बी और सी ऑप्शन क्लियर कर दीजिए, थोड़ा क्लियरेंस नहीं है मैम।
बी और सी ऑप्शन कैसे क्लियर करूँ? लाइक डाउट क्या है, एक बार बता सकते हैं?
एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए मैम, थोड़ा क्या है नहीं है।
अच्छा, ओके। सो अगर आपको याद है, इन द मॉड्यूल सर ने बोला है कि जब एपिस्टैसिस नहीं है एंड मल्टीपल जीन लिंकेजेस या फिर अलील लिंकेजेस नहीं है, इन दिस केस इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्या बेटर वर्क करता है, ओके? इन recurrent selection there are like 3 forms of recurrent selection, right? RRS, reciprocal recurrent selection, RSSCA, recurrent selection for specific combining ability, and RSGCA, reciprocal selection for general combining ability. ठीक है? So इन सारे में which technique will be better for incomplete dominance? And incomplete dominance in this case means अगर आपके पास एक dominant gene है capital T and एक recessive gene है small t. So incomplete dominance, what do we observe? That plants which have this genotype, that is capital T, and plants which have this genotype, capital T, small t, will show the same phenotype, right? Because they are complete dominance, and the only difference in phenotype that it will be shown by recessive genes together. Homozygous recessive will have a different phenotype than homozygous dominant and heterozygous plants, right? And that is when there is complete dominance. So what does incomplete dominance means? Incomplete dominance means that all three will have different phenotypes. TT, capital T small t, and small t will have different phenotypes. This will be a sort of mixture of the hybrid will be a mixture of these two, the homozygous genes, right? So in this case, which recurrent selection do you use? And the one that you use is either reciprocal recurrent selection or recurrent selection for specific combining ability. Okay, not the general combining ability. Okay.
ओके मैम, क्लियर है मैम, थैंक यू।
Yeah. Next question is question number 8. Superiority of a hybrid over both of its parents in respect to seed production is called. There are 4 options given to you: luxuriance, heterobeltiosis, economic heterosis, and balanced heterosis. So what do you?
Heterobeltiosis B option.
Right.
B option.
All right. So yeah, the answer is heterobeltiosis. So that means if you have a plant, capital T, small t, and you have a hybrid, right? And that hybrid has superiority over both of its parents. It is called heterobeltiosis. All right. So that is question number 8. If there are no doubts, I'll move on to question number 9. So question number 9 is a MSQ. That means wherever you see this MSQ, it means that there might be more than one correct answer. Okay. So the question is, mass selection is used for which of the following? Option is A, isogenic line development. Option B is improvement of local variety. Option C is transfer of cytoplasm. And option D is purification of existing pure line variety.
Madam, C is not there.
Okay, so you say
C option is
not.
wrong.
Oh, all right.
Then D is okay.
Okay.
1. A is also okay.
Okay.
B is also okay. I think A, B, and D.
All right. Does Swapnil have a different answer to this?
I have no idea, ma'am.
All right, sure. So the answer to this is B and D. Okay, so mass selection can be used for improving of a local variety. So if you have, when you're doing mass selection, you're selecting plants with characteristics that you want and concentrating them, right? So in that way, you're improving local variety, and you can also purify existing pure line variety. So pure line is where you have homozygous plants, right, for a particular trait. And that is for only one trait, but you might want it to have there might be variations in other traits, but you want a more purified state where most of the traits are similar in the pure line variety, and you can use mass selection for that also. You cannot use mass selection for isogenic line development.
आइसोजेनिक लाइन डेवलपमेंट शायद वो रेसिप्रोकल सिलेक्शन में रहता है ना.
हाँ, नॉट रेसिप्रोकल में भी पहले वाले मॉड्यूल्स याद है?
हाँ
हाँ
याद है.
हाँ, नॉट रेसिप्रोकल रिकरेंट, जैसे बैक क्रॉस वगैरह था ना, प्योर लाइन सिलेक्शन. प्योर लाइन सिलेक्शन
वो प्रेजेंटेशन में बताया था जीसीए या सीए है ना, उसमें बताया था कि आइसोजेनिक लाइन इन पॉपुलेशन डेवलपमेंट, इम्पोर्टेंट रोल ऑफ जेनेटिक कंबाइनिंग एबिलिटी इन स्पेशल कंबाइनिंग एबिलिटी.
ये आई डोंट थिंक मैंने देखा है, मैं एक बार देख के बताऊं.
ऑप्शन सी इज फॉर बैक क्रॉस, एम आई राइट?
ऑप्शन सी is
back cross.
Back cross का है. Cytoplasm is for back cross, so that is not correct. But mass selection is purification of existing pure line variety is fine.
That is okay.
But isogenic line development माने सारे के सारे जो the genotype will be same for all plants. So mass selection cannot be used for that because you're only checking the phenotype, right? And you're selecting multiple plants. So you're not sure कि सबका genotype same है कि नहीं है. You're just selecting the best out of the plants that you have, and then you're concentrating that.
मैम मुझे एक डाउट था कोर्स को लेके. मैम
हाँ बोलो.
मैम कितना असाइनमेंट सबमिट करना कंपलसरी है?
वो एक्चुअली मेरे को पता नहीं. आई थिंक 100% असाइनमेंट सबमिट करना कंपलसरी है. And then उसमें आई थिंक कुछ परसेंटेज है जो मेरे को अब याद नहीं है कि सारे असाइनमेंट्स में.
मैम whatever the Swapnil having doubts, all are present on first page of NPTEL SWAYAM page. How much where is the examination is going to take place, what is the distribution, how much assignment, everything is given in there. Please read that.
Okay, sure.
Swapnil.
हाँ. I'm just only in charge of the problem solving, so I don't know about the course itself.
All information Swapnil is available in SWAYAM portal.
Sure.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
All right, sure. Does anyone have any doubt in the questions or something else?
No, madam.
All right. So if you don't have any doubt, you can leave the meeting.
Okay, ma'am. Good night.
Ma'am, I have doubt regarding assignment 1 and 2.
All right.
I have emailed also. There are plenty of questions answered is wrong.
Yeah, I've seen those questions. Like the
I
one
have
people had
I have
posted.
sent in for example in assignment one, crossing over is most likely do not occur in genes that are far apart from each other. That
Just
is the right answer.
just one sec. Let me just go to assignment one.
And in solution section also you have given some right answers, but in marking system it is giving wrong answer.
So there is a TA for this course who's not the problem solving wala TA. For course
Hmm.
only there is a TA, so they will be sorting this out since you guys have mentioned it in the um, discussion
For
forum.
example, in week one, assignment one, question number 3.
Crossing over most likely does not occur in genes that are. Huh.
It is generally does not occur with genes which are close to each other.
Huh.
This is the right answer. Answer A is right,
Answer A is right. Yes.
but it is giving incorrect to our assignment. I have chosen A.
Correct. So I think they will sort it out for you. The answer is linked.
Then question number 7 in the same assignment.
Which stage of
Which stage of meiosis is characterized by the alignment of homologous chromosome at the it is generally takes place in the metaphase, and in the this option metaphase 1, that is B is correct.
So if
But in my assignment, although I have chosen B, it is given wrong answer.
so then that means they will have to rectify this. They will do that. You don't have to worry about that. So since so many
Yes.
people have put forward.
And in week 2,
Just one sec. Let me go to the week 2 one.
but madam,
I didn't hear you. Sorry, madam के बाद नहीं सुना. I think
question number 3, I think,
question
suitable for which method is suitable bulk method?
for transferring quantitative traits.
Actually, it is overlapping words. I cannot read in my text.
Okay, which method is most suitable for transferring quantitative traits? Bulk method, pedigree
Yes,
method, backcross method, pure line selection.
bulk method is the right answer. No?
So they've given bulk
For
method is
quantitative.
right answer only, na?
But I have chosen bulk method, but it is giving incorrect to me.
Oh,
No, I have given option C, madam. Sorry, backcross method.
okay.
Yes, it is correct or not? Backcross method.
This the correct one. They will have to see. I'm not sure what they are considering in this. They have given solution. Solution mein what they have given? The correct answer for this?
Madam, I am on mobile right now. Whatever the mail I have sent you, in solution they have not given any explanation, I think.
They have given answer as a bulk method only. Bulk method is most suitable for transferring quantitative traits because it allows natural selection to play a role in maintaining favorable gene combinations during early generations. That is what.
Is it right, madam? Bulk method.
I think it is right.
Because I have followed that book Plant Breeding by B.D. Singh.
And it says
in that in backcross also they have
so
given.
it is like there are two correct answers in this. So you're saying so both of them should be considered. Okay. So this you've written it in the discussion forum, not mail. You've written the discussion
in discussion forum. I have to send the mail.
Oh, acha, okay. You have to send the mail only.
That is the only option we have.
Okay. So I have seen a lot of people who have problems with this, and a lot of people I think have written that there are.
It should be all these questions answers should be clear before examination because some of questions might came in that. So again, we are going to wrong choose.
Don't worry about this. This sometimes happens. They will correct it. Don't worry about that.
Yes, but 1 week has happened, madam. No action has been taken till now.
You've written to them 1 week before only?
I don't know. Let me check. 7th Feb.
7th go. Okay.
Yes, almost 1 week has been passed.
Okay, so let's wait for a few more days. If not, then let's see.
Yes,
Maybe
in
we
next
can-
Tuesday, I will again repeat this.
Sure.
In question number 7, madam,
Hmm.
last question, 7 number.
In
The answer is 1995. It is clear cut. D.
7
Year
question.
9514 line. In pedigree, the first 2 digits are year.
7 question.
And,
Answer is
1495 is not there, so 1995 is the correct answer. But software is given wrong to me.
But in the
And
solution, they have given answer
solution
A
is
correct.
given 1995. Yes.
Yeah. This they will have to.
No,
sort
no,
it
no.
out, huh?
Accepted answer is B 1400. It is giving to me. Reply giving to me.
That accepted answer is what?
B.
B 1400 is the correct. Okay.
Yes, it is given by software.
Okay. Okay. Then there
But
is
his
something.
option D is correct.
So then that means there is something very wrong with the answering part of these assignments. You don't have to worry about this. They will definitely clear this out. We'll wait till next Tuesday, and if still nothing has
Yes.
been done, we'll
3
approach
questions in week 2 and 2 questions in the week 1.
So we'll tell them. We'll ask them, the TA of the
If you
course.
give a solution immediately after the deadline of assignment, 1 or 2 days after. So in next week's Tuesday meeting, we can discuss that also.
Sure, we can do that.
The first 2 assignment solution came after 15-20 days, I think. 20-25
So
days.
I think week 1, week 2, and week 3, week 1 and week 2 at least had the same due date.
Yes.
So maybe that is why that happened. So let's wait till Tuesday. If even then in the discussion forum they're not doing anything, maybe we'll write to the TA of the course. There is an actual TA of the course from IIT Kharagpur, right?
Yes.
Since I'm the problem solving TA, I'm not really in charge of any of this. We'll have to approach them.
No,
But
but
I'll help you out with it, yeah.
you are the only person to whom we are in connection, so we can.
We'll clear that out.
We don't have any option, any another option.
No worries, yeah, we'll clear this out, but we'll have to approach them only. I mean, I can't change it by myself. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Yeah, sure. Have a great day. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Good night, madam.
Good night.